Friends, Greg Newmaster coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Star Wars The Vintage Collection, the best collection, Death Watch Mandalorian from the excellent TV show The Mandalorian. So a few notes. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and help me to get to 1,000 subs. That'd be awesome. Because I love making these videos and I love talking action figures. Comic books, movies, theology, philosophy, all sorts of stuff. I love music, love talking about all that stuff. But anyhow, so quick thing to mention is the card here. So I don't know if you all have heard this, but there's been a lot of talk that Hasbro dropped an edict saying that they're going to get rid of all plastic in their packaging. So if you are a collector of the packaging and you don't take the figures out of the package, this is very concerning. This is concerning to even somebody like me who does take the figure out of the package, because I like to see what I'm getting. I like to choose and discern if there are any mistakes and so on and so forth. So I don't know, this is kind of a bummer, and it feels like they're kind of going cheapy here. I get it. They want to protect the earth, but honestly, it's like how much does this contribute to the pollution of the earth compared to, all the other countries that don't even care? Is this really going to make that big of a difference by getting rid of the plastic on toy packaging? Come on. So I don't know. It just seems silly to me, and it's very unfortunate because I do have a few carded figures that I've never taken them out of the package, and some people buy double the figures. And just the pill, the plastic pill. This is just an iconic thing with Star Wars action figures and toys in general. So just in case you didn't know that, that's what's going to be coming down the line. We saw it with the deluxe Ahsoka and Grogu. She's just in a box. Same with a couple of the other deluxe figures. They're just in a box and they're wrapped in wax paper instead of in the plastic. So, I don't know. Kind of weird, kind of unfortunate, but what are we going to do? Nothing. Just not buy action figures anymore. I know I'm not, though, but I'm going to keep buying, but maybe not as much. We'll see. So, anyhow, Death Watch Mandalorian. This is from the show. This is the fanatical group of Mandalorians who broke away from the main kingdom. These are the guys who rescued Mando, Din Djarin, when he was a little kid and raised them as one of their own. And this parallels with what he's going to do with Grogu, Baby Yoda, and turn him into a little Mandalorian. Spoiler warning, he had to make that choice at the end of Season 2, where he could either train with Luke Skywalker to become a Jedi, or he could go and join Mando and become a Mandalorian. And he would be a Death Watch Mandalorian, because that is what Mando was trained in. This is the fanatical group that never takes off their helmet. They say, this is the way, which is awesome. And they take their Mandalorian heritage very seriously. Unlike Bo-Katan, who is a rightful heir to the throne of Mandalore, she takes her helmet off. She does not, she's not radical like this other group. So it's interesting. But if you want to know the history, watch the Clone Wars, watch Star Wars Rebels. They really dive into all of this. It's just great fun. So here's this figure. I don't know if this is the exact character in the show who saves Mando as a little kid. I can't remember. So write in the comments if you know that for sure. Because there's another Death Watch figure coming out, and I don't know. I just thought that this was the same one, because this one has a jetpack as well, but that one's marketed with a jetpack. So I don't know. So enough babbling. I'm super excited about this figure. Why? Because I feel like they finally have perfected the figures at this scale. And the big draw to me, the big reason for that is because of the hip joints. They finally got the hip joints right. And I'm going to show you when I take this figure out. And this is just finally, it's perfect. It's a beautiful work of art. It's not the exact character that I would want. I would hope that they make from now on any Mando figure or Boba Fett figure like this, but you know, we're gonna have to live with what we have so far. So let's get this guy out. Let's get a good look at him. Just nice card, nice image. Looks like from the show when they're in the battle with the droids, and then he comes and I assume it's a he, could be a she, saves Din Djarin as a little boy from getting destroyed from the droids. This is VC219. In the series, we get Bib Fortuna, Ahsoka. Already did a review on her. Already did a review on Bo-Katan. Not going to get Yoda. I have enough Yoda figures, and they look just fine. Queel, already did a review on Queel. Fennec Shan. This is the Death Watch Mandalorian. And the Clone Trooper. I'm not going to get the Clone Trooper. So that just leaves Bib Fortuna, and I will do a review on him soon also. So I cut the pill with an X-Acto knife so I don't have to mutilate the card, because I know, you know, this is a time where the packaging is no longer going to exist like that. So I don't know, maybe you guys might want to think of, and I might do this as well, is saving the cards, because they're not going to be like this anymore if Hasbro is going to do what we think they're going to do. So let's get this guy out and just look at him in all of his glory. Jetpack popped off, but just your beautiful standard jetpack. No firing missile action, anything like that, as you can see. Looks really nice. Just nice blues, grays, silvers. That's what it looks like on the inside. Nice and centered, too. I don't like how Mando's pack is sort of on the side. Like the port is like on the side of the figure instead of in the middle. So that's in there pretty tight. I'm hitting it like that, so it's not popping off, so that's good. I mean, but the big exciting thing about this figure is the articulation. So let's get into that. Let's really talk about what sets this figure apart and why I think it's perfect. It's a perfect Star Wars figure in terms of articulation. So let's go with the head. So we have the standard, what do we got here? Ugh. Okay, so we got the double, the barbell, excuse me, articulation there. So you get the double jointed neck, which has been a standard feature of all the new figures. So check this out, is the scope on his helmet is articulated. Look at that. Now that already sets it apart from Boba Fett. So we finally got one of the best Boba Fett figures of all time, which is this guy here. But he does not have articulation in his scope, which really stinks. It's just static and it's stuck and it's sculpted in. But these look like the same exact helmet sculpts. If you look at that, the only difference is, you know, the detail on Boba Fett. He's got his dent, but his antenna with the scope on it does not move, but this one does. So that is just amazing, and this Boba Fett deserves that. So I hope the next Boba Fett figures that come out will have the articulated antenna scope. I forget what it's called exactly. Sorry. I know there's fans or people who've watched my videos and complain because I got some details wrong, and I apologize for that. I just forget, and I speak off the cuff because, you know, I like to do it live without any preparation and just have the excitement that I would have, you know, and that you guys get to experience that. So look at that. Isn't that something? Finally, the T-joint hips instead of the Y-joint. So this is a Y-joint hip. The articulation, so it points out in a Y-ish angle, like so, you know, instead of being a T. And it kind of is okay, but it's clunky and it's annoying. And I just don't know why Hasbro started doing that right when they took over the Marvel Legends line with the figures. And it was just a terrible design, terrible toy engineering design. This is the perfect hip articulation. It's a T-joint. You see that? G.I. Joe's always had it. It was one of the great features. Like look at that. Just beautiful, beautiful articulation there. All the Star Wars figures should have this from now on. They did it with Bo-Katan, so they could do it with the women. They could do it with all the male figures, and it's just perfect. There's not a better design, in my opinion. Like, look at that kick. Nice high kick. Doesn't look too ugly in terms of the sculpt, which is fine, you know, because it's a toy at the end of the day. It doesn't have to look perfect, but it does have to be functional, because you want to pose it. Look at the bend on that knee. I was just talking about Thundercats figures that I got from Super 7. So this doesn't have double jointed knees. It just has a single joint. But look at that bend. That's amazing. You don't need a double jointed knee. And this is at 3.75 scale. And the Super 7 figures couldn't even get that. The knee bend was like that far with the Thundercats. It was disgraceful, in my opinion, for articulation. So we also have the thigh cut. Beautiful thigh cut. Both sides. What else do we have? Oh, there's even a knee rotation if you want to articulate in the knee. So you got bend there as well. We got the ankle hinge, and there's also ankle pivot. I mean, just perfect articulation. There is torso articulation. Oh, they even have the waist rotation. Not that it's needed because it's in the center with the ab crunch, but perfect. We also have shoulder articulation, looking great. Can go nice and high there. What else? There's the Death Watch symbol on the shoulder pad, which looks amazing. What else? The colors look great. The paint looks great. I mean, these figures are perfect, honestly. It can't get much better for this scale. Like, look at that bend there, too. Look at the bend in the elbow. More than 90 degrees. Don't even need the double joints. There is rotation in the elbow as well. And we get the weapon wrist articulation where it hinges downward instead of back and forth like this. It hinges down, which is perfect for holding guns. A work of art. Truly a work of art. So glad to have this figure. And really, this figure, in terms of articulation, this is the standard. This is definitely the standard. So I hope going forward, any new figures that Hasbro produces are to this quality, because it doesn't get any better than that. So what do we get? We get two guns, and this looks like Boba Fett's blaster, kind of. It's just all black. Very similar. It's like the two-handed blaster. It's got a scope. No paint detail or anything on it. It's just all black. So we get that, which is very nice. And put it in his hand like so. If I could get it in there. And that's perfect. Looking really good. And then we get the single blaster. Nice little side piece. Oh. Really tape that in there though, which is slightly annoying because I can't get it out. There we go. Yeah, and he has this nice little blaster like so. And this actually has a little bit of paint on the handle, so you get a nice little brown painted blaster. Looks like that. I'm sorry, my fingers are so big compared to this. But I mean, honestly, and the scale, look at the detail on the holster. Looks like nice leather. Nice and weathered, goes in there like so. See that? And he looks beautiful. This is a work of art. Truly a work of art. So I hope Boba Fett is just like this, like the next couple Boba Fetts that come out. Because this guy was amazing. This Boba Fett, awesome. But not perfect. If he had the articulated antenna and the T-jip, or the T-joints in the hips, he would be perfect. But Death Watch Mandalorian. See, here's Mando too. So Mando also has these wide joint hips, which are just awkward. And I know he has this piece of armor that comes down here, and it sort of covers his hips. But you know, there's no reason they couldn't have done the T-joint with him. And here's another pain about the Mando figure: is his jetpack always pops off. So I had to put like some stickums in there just so it stays in there. But even with that, it doesn't stay in there very well. It's very annoying. This is a custom cape I made for him. Just a piece of cloth and honestly some super glue in it, and it looks really nice, in my opinion. So that's the Death Watch Mandalorian figure, guys. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. I highly recommend this figure. This is perfection at this scale. Perfection. It just looks beautiful. It moves beautiful, and you know, we're getting new characters at this scale, and it's very exciting. Like, look at that. Just like, it's so awesome. You could just get as much articulation and posing ability as you want. Couldn't ask for anything better. And I hope, like I said, I hope going forward, any new figures that they produce are just like that. So anyhow, God bless you all, and thank you very much.